Okay, so the day started with setbacks, as the nursery people had delayed the delivery of the plants by almost an hour, which generated dissatisfaction among the classmates who were already waiting in the park. We were so desperate because we wanted to start like right now. The classmates' anger grew with every minute that they waited longer and longer. Finally, when the plants arrived, the situation became somewhat difficult because we discovered that some of the plants that had arrived were damaged. We got so angry for that. Upon arriving at the park, there was a confusion that gradually increased due to the poor communication between all the groups. The two teachers who were trying to coordinate the activity felt overwhelmed by the large number of students who needed them and the fact that few knew what to do. This was what caused many students to feel directionless, and some started to wander off, eager to contribute but unsure how to do so effectively.
When the plan arrived and they started to outline team, several students hurried to arrange them in the center of the park so that each classroom could take the plants they needed. The group leaders were helping the students to indicate which and how many of each type of plant they needed for the space. After this, they carefully started to move them to their classmates.
Once they had gathered all the varieties they believed were necessary, they realized that two types were missing. The group's leader informed the rest of the students that two types of plants were missing, and they were going to arrive a little later. Meanwhile, they managed time better. They started to move the post to the area where the space of the garden was being dug, to subsequently begin the task of making the hole. The S-class actively collaborate in the creation of the garden. Independent of the hole, simultaneously in another section of the park, where some classmates dedicate their time of painting bottles that would simulate decorative stones in the butterfly structure, while others watch attentively the arrangement of the plants, visualizing the final result.
Once the whole was ready and the plants were grouped, a long line of classmates formed, each one prepared to carry a plant and place it in this designated spot. One classmate took the flowers and distributed them carefully in the space. However, it soon became evident that the scavenged area would not be sufficient, so the decision was made to temporarily remove what had already been planted to expand the hole, which also allowed them to refine the shape of the garden.
With the hole now adapted to the desired dimensions, the small plants were brought back one by one and handed to the classmate in charge of their placement. At this point, another classmate actively joined the task of planting, while other students placed the painted bottles in meeting stones and poured water to facilitate the compactation of the soil around the roots. In parallel, other classmates worked on the creation of the butterflies and theme. Finally, after the collective effort and dedication of everyone, the results met the initial expectations, reflecting the shared vision of the project.